Welcome to Farming Aid.
When most people think of Switzerland, they picture snow-covered peaks, quiet alpine villages, and cows grazing peacefully on green mountain slopes. But high in the Swiss Alps, there is a powerful tradition that surprises almost everyone at first glance. Here, cows don't just graze. They compete. They clash head-to-head in contests of strength that have been part of mountain life for generations. In the canton of Valais, the legendary Herens cows are known as true queens of the Alps. Compact, muscular, and fiercely determined, these cows naturally establish dominance within their herds. Alongside them stands another remarkable Alpine breed, the Grauvieh. Recognized for their silver-gray coats and calm resilience, Grauvieh cattle have quietly shaped mountain farming for centuries. Hardy, adaptable, and deeply connected to the alpine landscape, they represent a different but equally important side of Switzerland's cattle story. In this video, we are heading into the heart of the Alps to explore the history, strength, and cultural significance of these two extraordinary breeds. From the dramatic arenas of Valais to the rugged high pastures of eastern Switzerland, you will discover why these fighting cows are more than livestock. They are living symbols of tradition, survival, and alpine identity. The most famous of the two is the Herens, a compact, muscular cow that seems built for the mountains. The breed takes its name from the Val di Herens in the canton of Valais, a rugged region in southwestern Switzerland where cattle have been part of daily life for centuries. Herens cows are not large compared to many modern dairy or beef breeds, but what they lack in size they make up for in attitude. They are known for their strong personalities, assertiveness, and a natural instinct to establish dominance within the herd. When spring arrives and the cows are led back up to alpine pastures, they instinctively test each other to determine who will be the queen of the herd. This behavior is not taught. It is deeply rooted in their genetics and social structure. Unlike commercial beef breeds developed purely for meat yield or dairy breeds optimized for milk production, the Herens evolved in a harsh, mountainous environment. For generations, farmers in Valais selected animals that could survive steep terrain, unpredictable weather, and sparse grazing. Over time, this selection pressure created a cow that is hardy, sure-footed, and incredibly resilient. Their dark, almost chocolate-colored coats absorb warmth from the sun, which is useful in high-altitude conditions. Their compact bodies and strong legs allow them to navigate rocky slopes where heavier cattle might struggle. These physical traits also contribute to their strength in contests. The fights themselves are not chaotic brawls. They are controlled, organized events deeply embedded in Swiss culture, particularly in the canton of Valais. Known as combats de Reinas, or battles of the queens, these competitions draw thousands of spectators each year. Farmers bring their cows to compete in arenas, where the animals push head-to-head, testing strength and endurance. The goal is not to injure but to dominate. Typically, one cow will eventually retreat, acknowledging the superiority of the other. Serious injuries are rare, and the cows are closely monitored by veterinarians and handlers. For local farmers, winning a title in these competitions is a matter of pride, prestige, and tradition. What makes Herens cows especially fascinating is that it is the females, not the bulls, who compete. In most livestock traditions around the world, male animals are the ones associated with fighting or dominance displays. In Valais, however, it is the cows that take center stage. Their natural herd behavior revolves around establishing a clear hierarchy, particularly when new groups are formed at the start of the grazing season. Farmers realized long ago that instead of suppressing this instinct, they could celebrate and formalize it. Over generations, selective breeding emphasized not only strength and stamina but also the fighting spirit that defines the breed. Beyond the arena, the Herens is a dual-purpose breed, valued for both meat and milk. While they do not produce milk at the levels of specialized dairy breeds like Holsteins, their milk is rich and well suited for traditional Alpine cheeses. Their meat, often described as flavorful and finely textured, reflects the diverse grasses and herbs of mountain pastures. In an era where consumers are increasingly interested in origin, sustainability, and animal welfare, the Herens represents a model of localized, heritage-based agriculture. These cows are typically raised in small herds, often by family farms that have maintained the tradition for generations. Parallel to the Herens story is that of the Grauvieh, also known as the Rhetian grey cattle. Originating in the Alpine regions of eastern Switzerland, particularly in the canton of Graubünden, Grauvieh cattle are another example of adaptation to mountainous terrain. The name Grauvieh literally means grey cattle, a reference to their distinctive silver-grey coats. While they are not traditionally known as fighting cows in the same way as the Herens, they share many of the same environmental pressures and cultural contexts. Grauvieh cattle have a long history in the Alpine arc, extending beyond Switzerland into parts of Austria and northern Italy. Historically, they were a triple-purpose breed, used for milk, meat, and draft work. In remote mountain communities, versatility was essential. A cow needed to provide milk for the family, calves for meat, and enough strength to assist with fieldwork. This multifunctional role shaped the breed's development. Grauvieh cattle are medium-sized, strong-boned, and exceptionally hardy. Their calm temperament contrasts somewhat with the fiery reputation of the Herens, yet they possess a quiet resilience that has allowed them to survive where more specialized breeds might fail. During the 20th century, both Herens and Grauvieh faced challenges from industrial agriculture. High-yield dairy breeds and fast-growing beef cattle became popular across Europe, and traditional mountain breeds were often sidelined. Farmers were encouraged to adopt animals that produced more milk or gained weight more quickly. As a result, populations of local breeds declined. In some regions, Grauvieh numbers dropped dramatically, and even the Herens experienced pressure from modernization. However, a renewed interest in heritage breeds and sustainable farming has brought these cattle back into the spotlight. In Switzerland, conservation programs and breed associations have worked to preserve genetic diversity and promote the unique qualities of local cattle. The Herens, supported by the cultural popularity of the fighting competitions, maintained a stronger foothold. Grauvieh, meanwhile, has benefited from farmers seeking hardy, low-input animals suited to extensive grazing systems. In mountain environments where feed is limited and terrain is challenging, these traditional breeds often outperform high-maintenance commercial cattle. One of the most compelling aspects of the Herens fighting tradition is its social dimension. The competitions are community events, bringing together farmers, families, and tourists. The arenas are filled with the sound of cowbells and cheering crowds. There is a festive atmosphere, with regional foods, music, and celebrations. For many in Valais, these events are a way to connect with their heritage and reinforce regional identity. The cows themselves become local celebrities. A champion Herens cow can achieve a level of fame within the region, and her offspring may be highly sought after for breeding. Gloucester cattle fitted elegantly into this system. They were not selected for maximum output under monocultural conditions. Instead, they were bred to be reliable, calm and useful in multiple roles. Their behavior, temperament and adaptability made them good animals for family farms where every animal had to earn its place in varied tasks. When you consider these three breeds side by side, certain themes emerge that reveal something profound about ancient cattle. They are products of place. They are not generalized, high-performance animals bred for industrial systems. Rather, they are specialists in the broadest sense, adapted over centuries to local forage, climate, terrain and human needs. They embody a kind of agricultural wisdom that modern breeding has largely sidelined in favor of short-term productivity gains. Yet as attention turns increasingly to sustainable agriculture, regenerative grazing, and biodiversity, these ancient hill cattle are gaining fresh relevance. Farmers and land stewards are beginning to ask questions that were once taken for granted in traditional systems. What animals fit into low-input landscapes? What livestock can convert marginal forage into quality products without heavy supplementation? What genetic traits have been lost in mainstream breeds that might be crucial in a changing climate? When you study breeds like Welsh White Park, Shetland and Gloucester cattle, you find answers that stretch beyond nostalgia. These breeds also carry cultural resonance. They connect us to regional identities, to historical patterns of land management and to ways of life that have shaped landscapes over millennia. Conserving them is not solely about preserving unique animals. It is about recognizing the value of diversity itself. Genetic diversity in livestock is as vital as diversity in crops. It provides a buffer against disease, environmental change and the unforeseen challenges that lie ahead. In a world where agriculture is increasingly standardized and globalized, the story of the Herens and the Grauvieh offers a different perspective. It shows that local breeds, shaped by specific environments and traditions, still have value. They may not always top production charts, but they excel in qualities that matter deeply in their native regions: hardiness, adaptability, and cultural significance. As we come to the end of this journey into the Swiss Alps, it becomes clear that these cattle are far more than a curiosity or a spectacle. The Herens is not just known for stepping into the arena and pushing for dominance. She represents centuries of selective breeding, mountain survival, and deep regional pride. Her strength, determination, and natural instinct to lead reflect the rugged landscape she comes from. In every contest, you are seeing tradition in motion. At the same time, the Grauvieh tells a quieter but equally powerful story. With its silver-gray coat and steady temperament, this breed embodies resilience and adaptability. Grauvieh cattle have helped sustain Alpine communities through harsh winters, steep terrain, and changing agricultural systems. They remind us that true strength is not always loud. Sometimes it is consistent, reliable, and built for the long run. Together, these two breeds show us that agriculture is not only about production numbers. It is about culture, identity, and the bond between people, animals, and land. In a world that is rapidly modernizing, the fighting cows of Switzerland stand as a living reminder that tradition and progress can exist side by side. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible Alpine breeds, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Would you ever attend a Battle of the Queens in Switzerland? Let me know below, and I will see you in the next video.